Hello and welcome back to Gotham Sound's coverage of NAB 2025. Thanks for being with us. And Marc Wilson from Glensound, thank you for being with us.
Well, thank you. It's always great to see you guys here.
Thank you. So what is new and exciting from the world of Glensound?
Well, you know, at Glensound, we've always got something new and exciting going on because we live for development and new products. So right here we have our Beatrice R12 Mark II. So intercom has always been a key product for us, a key territory with our Beatrice 16-channel intercom. So we've added a new panel, the key feature of which obviously is screens. That was a key request we've had for some time. So we've got quite a clever system here that although it's a 12-channel system, we've got 32 by 32 Dante channels available to us. On the screen there, we can display the source and destination per channel. There is another mode that will allow us to show a larger text for a single source and destination if they're the same. We've got button down for a momentary, button up for talk. By default, you've got that channel's input gain up and down, left and right.
So that's a four-way joystick then.
It is a four-way joystick.
Ah, cool.
It's also a push button as well. Push button is mute at the moment. It is configurable to a degree in terms of how it works. If people need to use it in a monitoring capacity, we can have these set left and right. So that's a channel on-off on the left and right, depending on how it's being used. There are multiple IFBs that you can set in here. The channel names themselves are taken directly from Dante. So whatever's on Dante controller. So there's no actual setup on our device. It's just what it's pulling off a Dante controller. And it just means in operation, you have a unit here that gives you the visual information that's required. On the back, that's not obvious, we also have two analog ins, two analog outs, which you can route back to one of the channels on the unit if you're trying to interface to some legacy equipment or another system.
Or you could do program or something like that.
Program, absolutely. You can do program. Yeah, you can set the input, set each channel to receive similar inputs if you're sending program. Obviously, with talk over, it's got variable level ducking that can be set on it. It's very neat for a relatively plug and play system. So that's our Beatrice Mk2 R12.
Okay, and so first of all, we do have a comment in the comments from Vincenza Films that says hello from Chile.
Ah, well, hello Chile.
Hello Chile. So what is is this available now? What's the price on it?
The way we often work, we're showing a prototype here because at a show like this where we get so many great customers and such great feedback, we're looking for people telling us what they'd really like it to do. We know for each channel we've got 4 functions plus a push, and we get a bit of feedback on how they would like it to work. And what we normally do is add modes of operation before we completely finish a unit. If somebody wanted to take this like that right now as it is, it's a fully working unit, they could. But the sort of official launch units are probably going to be 4 or 5 weeks away.
Got it. Okay. Oh, and other question, is this compatible with, say, like a foot pedal? If you wanted to cue using your foot instead of your finger?
Yes, there is GPIO, fairly standard GPIO on the back for switching.
Great. Love it. All right, let's roll down. We'll follow you, Marc.
Right, well, if we head down this way, we have our Inferno unit down here.
Here it's a long walk. Here we go.
This is a very interesting unit. Actually, both of these, because they're the same unit, just the full version and the trimmed down version. Reason we're showing these, this was our first ever Dante commentary box. It is also one of the most popular. We sell an awful lot of Infernos. It really does tick all the boxes. And it's probably the widest used single network audio commentary box there is. It's the one that's used most. We've added a Ravenna module to this, which gives us full AES67, SMPTE ST2110, and NMOS. The difficulty of adding the Ravenna cards to some of our bigger commentary systems has always been remote control. So it's taken us a while to do that. We're doing it per product. So we've done it on this one first. So it's a full AES67 SMPTE 2110 version with full remote control. So the The web server-based remote control is fully working on this for mic on and off, remoting the mic gain, affecting the configuration of how the switches work. But then the unit will operate as it always has, with 8 outputs, 7 input returns. It's got redundancy on copper, redundancy on fiber, and the remote control.
And so for people who are not as familiar with things like me, what is the difference between Ravenna and Dante? And I've heard something else was like ST121 or something like that.
Okay, so the Ravenna and Dante are network audio standards. They're competitive to a degree. Some broadcasters like one, some like another. They do essentially the same job. We've largely worked with Dante because Dante's a lot more plug and play and configurable with the market as a whole. But we like to give people choice, and we don't like to dictate. So some systems prefer Ravenna on if they're particularly in a wider area network, perhaps offering full AES67. And the module we use, as well as Ravenna, also gives you SMPTE 2110. SMPTE 2110-30 is the standard for audio within the video path of networking. So we're not involved in the video path, but these are for infrastructures where they're using single cables for cameras and the video infrastructure. And SMPTE 2110 is the standard for audio as part of that system. So lots of people like being able to use the same connections on 2110 to incorporate their other non-video products.
I see. Okay, that was very helpful. Thank you for educating me. All right, and so let's move on to the next thing. I think this is
okay, down here.
Yep, down here.
This is quite a major one for us.
Let us catch up.
So this is the GTM mobile. You may remember the GTM from before.
Yes.
It's been a major project for us for the esports world. It's been used widely at major tournaments, the biggest tournaments in the world, using several hundred of these. But the difference with the GTM mobile, it's been specifically designed for games that run on mobile phones. So there are a whole raft of games that operate just on mobile phones. 2 key differences that mobile phone games need. The phone itself needs to be hard connected to our device. They don't rely on Wi-Fi on games that use mobile phones. So we need a hardwired connection that gives us the data and audio interfacing. Because it's a mobile phone running a high-performance game, we also need to be charging that phone. So this is a PoE++ device that allows us to charge the mobile phone at the same time. So it's the extended version. It has all the standard features of the GTM mobile as a self-contained front-end unit for esports arena tournaments, but it's very much tailored towards mobile phone games.
So you've got a couple of mic inputs. You've got the TRRS headset.
Yeah, because typically in esports, the gamer will wear their own earbuds with a TRRS headset, but they have a second headphone amplifier here where they would wear some over-ear headphones, because typically in esports they will be sent white noise between games because they're trying to shield the gamer from the arena noise in case anyone's trying to shout instructions at them. So it's very much about the integrity of the game.
I see. And that's and it's all one cable.
Single cable. Yeah.
Wow. And obviously a primary and secondary if you want.
Yeah. We have dual networking, multiple. Although this is the mobile version, you can still connect it via USB. You can still connect the game audio analog or on a digital SB diff. It still has those. It's the mobile is an extra on top of everything else.
And the phone plugs in here?
That was for a particular headset. One of the big tournaments we work with use these Sonic headsets.
Wow.
Which are very expensive, very rugged, but they have very significant isolation from the outside world, but they require 5 volts.
I see.
So we put that on the front just to allow for the power for the headsets at one of the tournaments we're using.
I see. All right. So that's games, but let's talk about serious government stuff. What's the
Okay.
next and final one?
So over here we have our parliamentary broadcast system. For a long time, since 1995, we have had a parliamentary system where we've been developing systems for use in broadcast environments in debating chambers.
Uh-huh.
This is a typical debating chamber here. As well as the debating chambers, it could also be the committee rooms, because the backbone of both of them is the same. It's a fairly sophisticated system that, as well as hardware control panels, has software control. During configuration, we have one arena or one room that has 120 microphones,
Wow.
500 speakers. We take the XY position of every mic and speaker, and we measure the delay from every microphone to every speaker. And in use, the delay is dynamically changing all the time, because it's all about intelligibility of sound, to keep that sound as clear and least fatiguing as possible, because some of these debates can go on 6 hours. So they don't want to be straining to hear. So the clarity of the audio, we have a frequency shifter, so we can keep the levels as high as possible without any feedback. On the desks, they would have control panels like these. So these are fairly standard for parliamentary situations: request to speak, interrupt, and point of order. We also have these voting buttons. They can put in their ID cards in the side here. This logs them as whoever's on the system. They can listen here to multiple languages if we're doing translation for different languages. So one of these is on every MP's desk. Then we have the whole interfacing infrastructure. That's the clerk seeing who's where. They can turn the microphones on and off and see who is requesting to talk here. We also have different views where they can see, oh, that's changed there, where you can get a cross-section of a ladder list in order of who is requesting to speak, and whether you decide to allow them to speak or not is all up to the clerk. It interfaces and controls all the stakeholders in the system. So our software will drive the on-screen graphics. This is John Smith from this party, will come up on screen. It will control the PTZ cameras, so all the cameras point in the right direction. Timestamps, logging. It is a full system audio solution and control. You don't have to have hardware control panels. Many environments do. These are obviously all customized for the room that they are in.
And the buttons are laid out potentially in the
shape of the room.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And one really neat feature our system has is with Skype. Skype give us full access to their API. So when COVID happened and we had to have remote contributions from MPs working at home, we can control the mic and the level of the remote contributors. And these important buttons, request to speak and voting, they are overlaid on the screen of the MPs at home, so they contribute from home exactly as if they are in the chambers. So we have a full remote integration for remote people. That's how it would work with an MP, but that can also work for remote people in committee applications. If people are contributing remotely into a committee, as they often do. It's a very large system. I could spend the next day here going into detail. Just suffice to say, we have a very high-end solution for debating chambers and committee rooms.
That's brilliant. So we have a customer watching at Terrence that says that looks rad, and I agree. This is overwhelming and impressive, and it sounds like, yeah, it's a very slick system in British Parliament.
I'm not allowed to say that.
Okay, in a parliament.
In a parliament.
In a parliament.
In parliaments around the world.
Somewhere, some place. Anyway, well, Marc, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us and show us everything.
We really appreciate all your customers spending time to listen to what we do.
No, we didn't see the. Oh, sorry. Peter wants to see the big Divine speaker. Sorry
okay.
We're gonna not wrap up yet. We're gonna truck back real quick. Does it lift up? No, it's connected. Leave it connected. Okay, we're not. Here, we'll just be right here. Thank you, TK. All right, so
yeah, we had the Divine, of which you are probably aware, which has been very successful. This is basically the extension of the Divine that was based on the request we had from the early one. For a start, it's PoE+. So that gives us 35 watts. So it's a lot louder than the standard speaker was. This is the first sample. It will change a little bit from here. We have 8 network inputs and 2 analog inputs on the back. So we now have analog inputs. This just shows 1, but we've changed this a bit. There will be 2 analog inputs on the back, and we also have local power. So that means this can now be used as a standalone analog speaker as well as a network speaker.
And you can plug headphones into it.
We now have headphones, so you can connect headphones on the back. It's got a built-in handle. And there's a few extra features we've added, intercom style features, because they're used a lot in intercom applications. So for example, where we have multiple inputs indicated here, in an intercom mode, you can set every input to be a different color. So when a channel's coming through, all of these go red, and it's quite bright when they all indicate together. So you can see which channel is coming through to talk to you. So it's a significant step up from the standard Divine. This is the greater Divine.
The greater Divine. Sounds like we're starting a religion. What's the availability on these?
We will have these available around midsummer.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Midsummer 2025. Peter, is there anything else you'd like to ask about? Okay. All right. Great. Well, we'll start that again. Just make sure. Marc, thank you again for taking the time to speak with us. Really appreciate it. All of this is very cool and cutting edge stuff.
Right. Thank you for all you've done for us as well. Really appreciate it.
Anytime. All right. Thank you for watching. We're going to hit lunch next. So if you want to see more videos like this, go to gothamsound.tv. You can follow us on all the different social media platforms. Email us at info@gothamsound.com if you'd like to connect in any way. And if you are considering purchasing or renting any of this fine professional sound and communication equipment, please consider Gotham Sound. Thank you so much.